Howdy everyone, Pocho here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the Doomgates. Lately I have left Watchmen to help some friends in their clan clear Doomgates because they struggle, or if they lose a player it's impossible to clear. So the video will cover the final raid in the Doomgates series. However, the information applies to everyone. Doesn't matter if you're a beginner, intermediate, or at the very end. You're all working towards the final raid. So even though you may not have these characters, you will eventually build to that point and be able to progress from there. So don't try and put all your efforts into building teams at low level to clear the low raids, because you may waste time. You're not necessarily wasting resources because every hero at some point becomes usable, but it's just effort not needed when you will eventually get the team you need when you get to the end game stages. So I will cover two teams that players can use. The number one being the most accessible team players can achieve, which has a fairly high success rate. There are some nodes you can lose on. However, it is pretty decent. It's my favorite team. And in terms of characters to obtain easily, I honestly believe it is the most effective. I have not personally found a team better than this. There is another team I'm going to show you which requires a little bit more effort and characters that are a lot harder to get. And this team absolutely surpasses I'm going to call it the free-to-play team. But before we get into the teams, there are things you need to know that are going to help you progress as far as possible. And this applies for everyone. Doesn't matter if you are the most powerful player in the game. The rules still apply to you. In the final Doomgates, it is important to know that every player has a role. There's no floaters. Everyone needs to do their job properly. So to do that, you need to ensure that you are progressing without wasting any time and without wasting healing kits. Because if you run out of healing kits and you get to a point you cannot progress through the nodes, you could potentially lose the entire 100% completion for your clan, and you do not want that to happen. So my number one tip for players participating in Doom raids is do not auto the fights. Do not auto the fights because the AI is incapable, 100% incapable of using your team to its most effective standard. If you want to do the best, you have to play on manual, control your heroes, control your abilities, and control your cooldowns. Cooldowns are so important. You do not want to be wasting cooldowns when it is not necessary. And I'll show you that in some fight demonstrations at the end of the video. The second tip is pay attention. You cannot afford to make a mistake. If you go the wrong way, if you start in the wrong lane, you ruin it for your whole clan. You cannot get 100%. For example, this node up here, which I'm about to clear to the right, I am the only player in the clan that can clear that node. If I go straight ahead past Noob there and start clearing, my raid cannot get 100%. It is impossible. I need to know my lane, I need to know which direction to take, and I need to double check before I move forward that I am clearing the right one. If you are unsure, do not balls ahead and think you know what you're doing. Go into your clan Discord channel, look at your raid maps, and if you're still not sure, just ask someone. I am positive your clan would rather you annoy them time and time again to ensure you clear the right node than you clearing the wrong node and your clan being extremely frustrated with you. Because if you miss a node, not only does it stop you from getting a 100% completion, your clan needs to wait for the full 24-hour duration of the raid to finish before they can open up another one. So you're wasting everyone's time. And it's a lot of time, especially when this raid isn't something that we see regularly, okay? Hopefully it does come on a regular basis, but until then, every effort counts. Try and be as efficient as possible, move forward, and get your Blood Emperor tokens. So I will show you a setup of the both teams that you can use. I will show you a demonstration of them at the end of the video because I will try and play out the whole fight, explaining every bit of my process through and fight so you can apply that to any node you take on in the Doomgates. So the first team is the free-to-play team. Yes, it has Balthazar in there. However, remember, this is Doomgates 4. By the time you get to this stage of the game, you should already have a pretty decent Balthazar. Doesn't matter if you're a free-to-play player or a whale. Balthazar should be at a stage where you can use him. I'm talking 5 stars, 6 stars, 7 stars. Should be fine as long as you're gear level 10. We've got Abaddon, Succubus, Zart, and Azariel. Now, Azariel is probably the highest tier rated character in Doomgates. Excluding the overall tier list of heroes, in Doomgates specifically, I think there is nothing that beats Azariel. You need her, she will help you in so many ways. So the whole strategy in this team is you build up your cooldowns so you can go into a wave and kill it as fast as possible. You've got Zart and Azariel for your heals and your emergency resurrect. Timing it perfectly can end a battle with all your heroes still alive if you have lost someone. Azariel with the invulnerability. You have Balthazar for mass debuffs. He can do a lot of damage and he is able to apply his own shield, which does help tremendously in the team setup. The reason for that is because Abaddon's leadership ability, or it's his passive, can't remember, but one of his abilities allows for a hero with the highest amount of health to apply a taunt to themselves when Abaddon's turn comes around, mitigating damage, allowing the enemy to focus a hero that is quite healthy. And most of the time, that will be Balthazar because of his shield. He's taking less damage than everyone else. He's normally in a pretty good state. So you're directing damage to him, you're pretty safe. Succubus is there mainly for her CC, her silence, preventing the enemy from casting their abilities. That is her main reason. Plus, her being on the team allows Abaddon's abilities to have a higher chance of working. So you're running a team that benefits Abaddon with Balthazar, Succubus, and Zart, with the Azariel for emergency healing, invulnerability, and she's pretty tanky unit, so she does fairly well. That is your first team. Now, your second team, which has become far more effective because of the Druid rework, is the Undead team. You've got Blood Emperor, which of course is hard to get because you need to complete this raids to get him. You need Blood Mage, Blood Priest, Arcane Shadow, and Azariel. It's an Undead team. It works really well. You have 3 healers on the team, and when I say 3, you've got your Azariel and Blood Priest, obviously, but Blood Emperor also acts as a pretty decent healer in this raid, as he can absorb everyone, then distribute the health when he goes back into his normal mode. You got Blood Mage for, again, negating enemy healing, which works really well against the new Druid nodes. You got Arcane Shadow, which can apply negative healing as well, or anti-healing. Lower accuracy, which is pretty good on some nodes, especially ones with those heroes that can do massive AoE damage and you can avoid those strikes. You've got your Azariel, of course, top tier hero, great healing, invulnerability, works well. And you got your Blood Priest, which, to be honest, is probably your big damage dealer on the team. He with his AoE, he can do a tremendous amount of damage, and he does do a lot of healing as well. Even with his sacrifice of own HP, he can top up a team pretty quickly. So it's a pretty solid team. But I will use both in action, and you can decide which one you like the best. I promise you, though, this one is far more effective, and has the ability and a higher success rate to play on auto if you're being really lazy, though I still do not recommend it at all. Okay, so going into the first battle, this might have actually been the perfect team to use, the Undead army, but that's okay. We're going to use the Abaddon team anyway. As you can see, I've still got some cooldowns up already. That's fine. We're going to ignore the Dravarad and Cathbad, and we're going to go for... we can't. We got torn. Okay, so we're just going to auto attack for now. I've got no reason. Now, Balthazar, important you use your auto attack before anything else because it's going to give you the guaranteed crit next turn. We're going to use our Darkness of Oblivion whenever we can. Decrease the enemy speed. Give us increased evasion, I believe it is, or speed. Either way, it's a bonus to you. And now we're going to silence. Hopefully it doesn't hit Cathbad. Beautiful, because Cathbad wouldn't be affected on the first turn. Now we got Abaddon. He has his best chance. I think we did land some hits there from Abaddon. Beautiful. We're going to top our heroes up. And now, I never, ever, ever want to use Deadly Passion. Pretty much ignore it. Do not use it. The lockdowns are far more valuable than you removing the lockdown and doing extra damage. So we're going to go ahead and start attacking Steris. Pretty decent damage there. I don't need to top anyone up. This is what I mean. The AI is just going to not use your abilities effectively. We're going to auto attack. Okay, we got 2 turns. We've knocked someone out. Cathbad cannot resurrect that hero because he now is focused on Children of the Forest. No, Woodland Guardians and Druids. So it doesn't matter. Okay, now we got our guaranteed crit. We're going to rip through that Argon, half HP. I don't care about the Cathbad, to be honest, because as long as I can take out the heroes that he can't resurrect, it gives me a huge advantage in battle. Beautiful. Okay, now we can silence the enemy. And now we are in a point where we can top off our heroes. We get the double strike. Beautiful. Topping back up to full HP. I'm on 4 stacks of the debuff. I do not want to use it. Okay, we're just going to start attacking. We're going to get rid of Cathbad. Now, this is what I mean by cooldowns and predicting your turn. We've got the big swing from Abaddon. I don't need to use it. I've got a 5v3 power advantage on this team. There's no way they're going to beat me at all. There's no way I'm going to lose a hero on this node. So I'm just going to auto attack. I'm doing plenty of damage. There is nothing on this team that is a threat anymore. And just from using auto attacks, I take out Cathbad, and we are still in great position. Now, I am going to start taking hits from that. All right, we have to attack Trevorard. Doesn't matter. I'm still just auto-attacking. Literally, auto-attacking is all I want to do. I'm going to get all my cooldowns up for the next round. Okay? Beautiful. We move into round 2, and we are set. We are going to silence the rock. Don't get the freeze. Decrease enemy speed. We are going to debuff the enemy. We've got full. We're going to use our big sword swing. There's not a lot this team can do against us. Okay? We're going to take out the rock because we can. I'm going to use my heal there. Take out the rock, auto attack. Beautiful, he's dead. Okay, Suna is... we're going to use our big ability. It landed, beautiful. I am just still going to take out Suna because why not? Beautiful, let's take out Steris next. His AoE can be quite annoying. I'm just going to auto attack at this point. Auto attack. Go into the next stage. Beautiful. Okay, now who do we want? We want to get rid of Lucky. Lucky is the threat on this team because she does great healing. We're going to silence her. Hit the Dreverard as well. Beautiful. We got our 5 stacks of debuff. We've also got our guaranteed crit. What do we want to do? I'm going to use that path and kill the Lucky. Beautiful. Don't need to use the debuffs. In fact, I probably don't need to use it for the rest of this battle. We have an advantage already. We're going to use our big AoE, chunk everyone down, take out the Steris. Get rid of the big AoE damage. And then we're probably going to hit the Argon. We've got 48 seconds. Obviously, you would rip through this battle because you wouldn't be having to explain everything. Okay, and we're set. We're going out of this battle with full HP. And I can whittle down some cooldowns. Giving me, when we move into our next battle, we will have most of our cooldowns off. We will be able to use them. We've got mostly full HP. We're set to go into the next battle. I promise you, playing that fight on manual, your team would not be anywhere near of as good shape as we were just then. So now I'll move into the Blood Emperor team and show you how that one works. Okay, moving into this battle. Unfortunately, we have our cooldowns up, which is unlucky. We are going to try and take out the Karana as our first hero. We're going to put the anti-healing up. Didn't affect everyone. Karana should heal. And I'm actually going to go big boy mode. The reason for that is because Softy is going to use his abilities, which are quite painful. And I'd rather him use them on Blood Emperor because he's not going to affect Blood Emperor at all. We should actually be able to take out Karana, I believe. If we move before Karana, we do. We take out Karana, beautiful. And now the debuffs from the enemy, they've been wasted on the Blood Emperor. So now we're going to go ahead and use our Absorb, do a ton of damage. We're going to take out Steris since he's in critical HP. We can annihilate him. I'm actually going to hope that Bleed finishes him off. It didn't. It didn't look like it did any damage, so we'll just finish him off ourselves. Take out the Softy. And now we'll move on to the Sabertooth. Yeah, at this point, you're saving your cooldowns. You don't need to use anything. We're going into the next round with our cooldowns as close to being off as possible. What are we going to do here? We're going to save our accuracy decrease. I'm going to try and take out Softy first. I'm going to give my health to our Shadow. We're going to increase our initiative. I'm going to go... See, this is risky. God Boy mode is quite bad here because Tyros can do a lot of damage. However, we're going to risk it anyway. we are going to take a fair bit of damage here. Tyros is going to use his big boy slam. Yeah, did a lot of damage. A lot of damage. That's okay, though. We take out the softy. We come out. And now we are going to attack. Let's take out Tyros. We got 2 turns till our cooldowns are up. We can absorb here. I don't really want to. Our heroes aren't in the best shape. Decrease the enemy damage. That's going to help us the best. Apply debuffs. The reason I'm waiting is because I want to get the accuracy decrease on the Tyros. Yeah, we should be fine. Yep, good. Okay, now we're going to move on to Steris. Let's take Steris out. We can nearly go big boy mode. We should be able to heal now. Still don't want to use our big ability. Steris dies. Okay, we go big boy mode. This team can't do a lot of damage to my Arakan God mode now, so we should come out with pretty good HP. Beautiful, and then we can top everyone off. Like I said, the AI would not be able to use your abilities like that. You would most likely lose heroes there. I went into this battle with some pretty unlucky cooldowns up, but that's because I did my last battle on manual, which goes to prove why you shouldn't do it. Okay, now we can go into the next fight a little bit better off. We're going to use the anti-healing on the Sacrif. We're going to get everyone to attack Sacrif. Hopefully we can take her out. We're going to take all their health. Beautiful. Look how much damage that did. That's your healer, your blood priest, ripping through the enemy. We're going to put anti-healing up on the enemy. Karana is most likely going to resurrect the Sacrif. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kill the Argon and hope for a lucky... she resurrected both of them. That's super unlucky. Okay. What do we want to do? I'm going to go God Boy mode. Sacrif is going to heal. It's going to increase the duration of this battle a little bit more, but that's okay. We're just going to take out Sacrif again. Debuffs removed and debuff. And we're going to use our Priest to top everyone off, and we're going to take out Sacrif again, and then use our Azariel. Increase initiative. So, we take him out, then we can move on to the Karana. Take Karana out. Should have used the debuffs there, actually, but it's not really important. Like I said, can't really lose the battle at this point. So, this fight at this point is just trying to get our cooldowns off and healing our heroes up to as much HP as possible. Take out the Argon. Literally just using auto attacks so we can top people off. We should be able to get pretty good HP from this battle now. I don't want to go God mode. It's going to be a waste. So we're just going to attack, which is a little bit more damage than I want it to. We are going to top everyone else off, though, at the cost of our Priest's health. Because next fight, when we go into the next fight, we can go God mode and top everyone off. Plus, we'll have Azariel's cooldowns as well off. So we'll be pretty set going into the next battle. So those are the two teams I recommend. As you can see, they work really well in this raid. You just need to know how to use them and use your cooldowns as effectively as possible. It will guarantee you the best chance of winning. It will push you forward the furthest, and you will You will use very little healing kits playing it on manual. It's just so much safer. It does take a little bit more time, obviously. I know people don't have a lot of time, and raiding, it's grindy. It's 100% grindy. But just remember, you're not doing this just for yourself. You're doing it for 29 other people as well. Put in a little bit of effort. Use your manual, or use your auto. Sorry, I get them mixed up. Use your auto in your regular raid. You don't need to use your manual there. You can smash through that. Just put a little bit of effort in the event raids, because it makes all the difference. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I will answer it to the best of my ability. And wherever you're around the world, until next time, please take care of yourself.